It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for...
A Sunday Magic News.
What? It's a Craig and Ryland review show. It's not even Sunday.
It's today.
No, it's not.
No, it's
It's Thursday.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Honestly.
Thursday review.
He's an idiot. Right, welcome to the Craig and Ryland review show right here on Magic
Thursday
TV.
day
I'm Craig.
Are you?
Are you in one of these moods today? I'm Craig. He's
All right.
Ryland. Welcome back to another review show. This could be very painful to watch. It depends on whether he's going to continue to be a Muppet. We'll find out as we launch
Can I
straight
have a
into...
Kermit?
No.
Oh.
We're going to go straight into the first review. God help us. Right, let's have a look first of all at a trick from one of your favourite magicians. This is something that we picked up at the Blackpool Magic Convention. We were going around at 8 o'clock in the morning before we hit the dealer stand, and this is called FlashTrix. The company is...
JM Magic.
JM Magic, and this is called FlashTrix, and this is one of the tricks of the Blackpool Magic Convention. A lot of people were talking about this, a lot of people were raving about this. The effect...
This is the one with the 4 coins and it's like, with the light.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about this. It's basically kind of a matrix style routine. You've got 4 coins on the table, you put them down one at a time, and they kind of vanish and appear in a burst of light. If you've not seen this, you're about to see a performance from Ryland. You can have a look and see how this looks, and then we'll talk about, we'll talk about what we think. So first of all, that looks incredible. You know what was really... actually, I'm not going to get into that. It's another video for another time. That's more for me on a future Magic News stroke rant video. I'm not going to talk about that now.
What is it?
It doesn't matter. Stop. So, please, let's try and keep this on track. So, FlashTrix. What do you think of it?
I think it's amazing.
It looks incredible. Like... Thomas Maloney, we were with Thomas and he was rehearsing Illusions with you the other day, and he'd seen this, because you put it on Instagram, he'd seen this on Instagram and he's been like, I've got no idea how that works. Everybody who's seen it, they're like, that doesn't make any sense. How does that work? Now, the question that, this is not a cheap trick. So the question on everyone's lips here, is it practical? Can you do it in the real world? Try not to give anything away because it's fooling a lot of people. But, like, for example, could I walk over to a table, take 4 coins out, put them down on the table, and do this trick?
You could.
You could.
Yeah.
You need to have certain conditions. Without giving too much away, you need a black mat.
You just gave it away.
Well, no, but I think it's important that they need to know that there is black art. That I think that's the important consideration. If you are a walk...
I'm going to try not to.
Well, no, I'm not going to give everything away.
Give it away.
No, I'm not going to give everything away. But as a reviewer, we have to talk about certain restrictions. You know, if you're a walk-around performer, if you perform mix and mingle and you don't have a table in front of you, this requires a table. If you are a performer who performs and they have a table, but you've got no opportunity of putting a close-up pad down, this ain't going to work.
Because you could use the voice from Bosch.
Yeah, but you do need a black surface. You need a black surface. That's what you need.
Which is why we use the hexagon one. That's
we
my
use the
favourite
hexagon. It's a great close-up pad. So, but outside of that one thing, there's nothing else to worry about. You take the 4 coins. You can have the 4 coins in a purse. You could take them out one at a time and put them down on the table. You can then take out your little magic wand and go bonk, 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 all 4 of them over there. Now, when the 4 of them have appeared on the table, they can't be examined at that point, can they? You'd have one of them that can, but the other 3 can't. So you'd either have to go into a vanish sequence, which you could do with these gimmicks, or you'd have to put them away in the purse. Now, you do get other material with this as well. You get the magic wand, which creates the flash. You get the coins, the custom coins that you need to perform this routine. But you get other material as well, don't you? Because he's got lots of other ideas with this gimmick. hasn't he? Like he's got a really cool torn and restored card.
So it comes with an extra strips of like black like on the black. I forgot what the material is, but black material and like sticky side, and then you can stick it to anything. For example, a card, and you can show the card, and then whoosh, but you can use it to like produce a card and stuff.
Yeah,
like a card
or
box.
he does a great torn and restored card.
Yeah, where
he
you,
does a
where you take the corner goes, appears in the card.
Yeah, and he's got this great routine where he's got a version where the coin is vanishing off his hand as long as you're wearing a black t-shirt. He has got a version where you can take a coin because you can put it on the hand and they're not going to see anything. And as long as you hold it in front of a black, you can go boom and it vanishes from the hand. And you can keep the light going. And you can show his hand empty. You can go boom and you can produce it from the light, can't you?
Yeah, it's up there. So all you got to do is you take it. You can show the coin. Coin's gone, and then you turn the light on, show it into their eyes. They can't even see it. You don't need a black t-shirt on. They can't see the coin because it's in their eyes, and then
yeah, very, very cool. So
I love this trick.
You were talking about wanting to do this as part of a close-up competition. You're planning on entering the close-up Magician of the Year at the Magic Circle again at the Young Magicians Club, and you were talking about wanting to include this in the act, right?
I need to practice it, though, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to require practice.
Yeah.
But there are places that you can do this. It's not cheap. Understand that there are certain places that you can do this, there's certain places you can't do this. If I was Russ Brown, for example, because Russ Brown has in his act, you've seen his act at the House of Secrets, he does several things where he's got a camera that projects onto that TV screen, the TV screen's behind him, and he does like McDonald's Aces and stuff on there, and he uses a black close-up pad. If I was Russ Brown, I'd do this in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing this in the House of Secrets and you go, and it's just there on the screen and everyone can see it?
Yeah,
it would look really cool, wouldn't it? So there's certain places you can do this. If you're in a trade show environment, this would be great. If you're a bar magician, this would be great. If you're a restaurant performer and you could carry a close-up pad around with you, even if it's a small one, this would be great. You don't have to just use it to make coins appear and disappear. There's lots of other things you can do with it as well. I'm not going to do this. It's just something I wouldn't do for a variety of different reasons. I can appreciate how amazing it is, and I do think it's incredible, and I do think it's very practical, and I was concerned about whether it was going to be or not, but it is. Having said that, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to give this 79%. What about you?
You gave it 79.
Just because it's the highest mark I can give something if I'm not going to do it. But I know you said you are going to do it. So what are you giving it?
I'm going to give this 199.9%.
Wow.
No, a billion%.
It's getting 1 billion%. He loves this.
Plus Tulin.
1 billion% plus Tulin. If you're new to Magic TV.
Plus a Kirby.
Plus a Kirby from Super Smash Brothers. Wow. Okay, so if you're new to Magic TV, the ratings are all over the place, but Ryland's just said that he absolutely loves this. So there you go. 79% from me, because I'm not going to do it, but I think it's exceptional. Whatever he said, which is an incredible review. That's FlashTrix. Let's move on. Okay, so next up, I want to talk to you about a trick that has recently appeared on Vanishing Ink's site. I think you can only get this through Vanishing Ink. It is the latest book by John Carney. This is called Sleights and Insights. Now, John Carney is one of my favourite magicians of all time. John Carney wrote Carnicopia, which is probably my favourite magic book of all time. Carnicopia is amazing. It has so much wonderful magic in it. Sleights and Insights came out in 2020. You could only get it directly from John. However, now Vanishing Ink are selling it, and I picked it up recently from Vanishing Ink, and I want to tell you that this book is incredible. It is, if you don't know John Carney, he is so good. His sleight of hand with coins, his sleight of hand with cards is second to none, but he's an amazing thinker of magic as well, and he really thinks about it. Now, in this book, he does with trick explanations in this book what I do with tutorials on downloads. In other words, he spends a long time talking about not just how the trick works, but why it works. And there's different people that write books in different ways. Like if you've ever read one of Chris Congre's books.
Have you got a book?
You know I have.
What's it called?
Stop being a dick.
I'm not talking.
Absolute Madness.
Oh yeah.
You were part of it.
I remember
I was
now.
an idiot. So, if you've ever read one of Chris Congreve's books, the explanations are very succinct. He basically will explain a trick in like maybe 1 or 2 pages. Well, John Carney will spend 20 pages explaining a trick. But the way that John explains, and there's no right or wrong, by the way, Chris just wants to pack his books with as many tricks as possible, which is a great way of doing it. John has less tricks in his book. It's a bigger book than a lot of people. It's a really big book, big hardbound book. But there's less tricks in there because each trick is really spending time explaining why it works. And there's a very eclectic range of material in there as well. So you've got coin routines, you've got card routines, you've got stage performance pieces, you've got prop-based magic, just there's everything. Now, what I thought I'd do is show you a couple of performances. So John Carney's coin magic is amazing. He teaches a purse frame routine in there. Now, anybody who's been following my career knows that I love purse frames. In fact, last year I released the purse frame project with Alakazam. I love purse frames. He's got a really cool purse frame routine in there using ungimmicked coins. Now, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to show you a performance of me doing this to Thea. If you want to learn this, this is directly out of John's book. I've changed a couple of sequences just to make it fit with the way that I hold coins and I use coins. But, I mean, this is the structure of it is completely John Carney's. Let's have a look at that. This is an invisible purse there.
Yes.
Kind of a weird concept, right? It's an invisible purse. You know, like Harry Potter has an invisible cloak?
Yeah.
This is an invisible purse. Well, the whole thing's not invisible. If it was, you'd never find it. But the bag is invisible.
So then you can like hold on to it.
Yeah, so anything inside the bag is invisible until you take it out.
Yeah.
So, for example, I keep my coins in here. I keep one particular coin. That's an American silver dollar. Right there inside the purse. Kind of see this all day, right? Isn't that weird? Because the interesting thing is there's more coins in there. You can't see them in there, right? Until I reach in and take them out. That's a copper coin. We'll get back to the purse in a minute. Do you want to check those 2 coins out? Are they good?
No secret things.
No secret things. I wouldn't secret thing you. Are we good?
Pull apart. Nope.
Yeah, good.
Oh, we're good, yeah.
Good. I love how Ryland's just chuckling behind the camera. So the copper coin goes here. Yeah. And the silver coin, that's this one here, goes here. Now watch the silver coin. If I squeeze and wave it over the little invisible purse, what happens is that actually now turns into the copper coin and the silver coin's over here. The coins change places.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Really
Now,
cool.
I can actually go one step further. Would you like me to go one step further?
Sure.
Okay. Look, if I put the copper coin here and I take the silver coin and touch it to my t-shirt, well, it jumps down over there. We do it again. Look, the copper coin's here, the silver coin's here. When I do that, it jumps in the other hand. Weird?
No.
In fact, if I want to, watch, I can hold the copper coin here. Silver coin goes in my pocket. I want you to see it really goes in my pocket, yeah?
Oh, sorry.
The silver
Shut
coin...
the camera a little bit there. That's right.
That's okay. The silver coin goes in the pocket. You know, we've got a rubbish cameraman, so let me show you again. The silver coin goes in the pocket, yeah? Copper coin goes here. The copper coin acts as a little magnet. What happens is the silver coin jumps
That's pretty cool.
to join the copper coin. It's kind of weird, right?
That's cool.
It's kind of weird. Here's the interesting thing, though. I'm going to put one of these in the purse. Which one do you want me to put in the purse?
That one.
The copper coin. See, if I put the copper coin inside the purse, naturally, when it's inside there, it becomes invisible. Because it's inside the purse. Now, that obviously leaves us with the silver coin. Watch the silver coin. If I take the silver coin and rub the silver coin, it turns into the copper coin that was inside the purse, which means now inside the purse, we've actually got the... Is this following? Are you following any of this?
Yeah.
It's confusing the heck out of me. I tell you what, let's get rid of the coins and go for a big finish. Just hold right there. Very good, just like that. I will take these 2 coins, the copper and the silver, and I'm just going to put them right there inside the purse, close it up, and that's a trick with a little invisible purse and a lot of magic, and I'll keep that there in my pocket. And sleep. There we go. So that was a performance of the purse frame routine. That's really cool, isn't it? There's so many really nice sequences in there. I will tell you, John has a great variation of the utility switch. Now, in that routine, I used the traditional utility switch. And the reason I did is because even though I think John's variation is better, it's going to take me a while to get the timing down for it. And I wanted to actually show you one of the routines out of the book. So I changed it to the utility switch, but there's a really nice update of the utility switch in his book. John just has an ability to explain magic intricate sleight of hand in a very, very clear and concise way. And that's what I love so much about him. I'm going to actually show you one more performance as well. I've one more routine that I learned out of the book. And this is great. In fact, we were with your uncle over the weekend, weren't we? And your uncle's got a couple of kids, but one of the kids is like 5 years old. His name's Robbie. And I performed Robbie, whatever. I performed this for him. And he was just losing his mind over this. This is a great trick to do for kids in a close-up environment. It's got elements of look, no, see in it, done in a very, very clever way. It's based on a Fred Capps trick, but John Carney has changed it around in so many different ways, and the handling that he's put together for it is beautiful. So let's have a look at this performance as well. So Thea, this is a really cool card trick, and it only uses four cards. It's called the 4-card trick. Do you know why it's called 4 cards?
It's got 4 cards.
4-card trick. Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Yeah, Ryan's behind the camera. He knows. It's just 4 cards. Yeah. Now here's the thing. The first thing I want you to notice, it doesn't really matter what the cards are. There's a joker and there's some spot cards. That's not important. There's 2 things that are important. One, the backs are red. That's kind of really important. And the reason is, this doesn't work with blue back cards. Don't know why. The other thing, I know, it's kind of strange, right? Now, the other thing that's important is, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do before I do it, which you shouldn't do, all right? I'm going to make these cards, one at a time, jump from one hand to the other hand. What's going to happen is they're going to jump from over here, in my left hand, over to here in my right hand.
Blue!
One at a time. No,
the trick's not going to work. If the trick's not going to work.
I've told you it
the
won't
trick
work
won't work. Because it's blue.
What? That's
blue.
I must have put a blue back card in there by accident from another deck.
But it was red.
I'm really sorry. I'll put that one down now. We'll do it with 3 cards. It's called the 3-card trick here because it uses 3 cards. Now, the important thing is that the backs of these cards are red. That's the important thing. The backs of the cards are red, right? It's called the 3-card trick. Now, like I said, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these cards, and one at a time, I'm going to make them jump from the left hand to the right hand. They're going to go one at a time from over here over to here. Yeah, no, that's why we put it down there.
No,
because
blue.
No, I know it is.
The 9's blue. The 9's blue.
No, the 9's not blue. The 6 is blue. The not
is blue.
What? That's not right. I don't. Okay, we'll do the 2-card trick. Okay, it's called the 2-card trick. The reason it's called the 2-card trick is because we've got 2 cards. Doesn't matter what the cards are. The important thing is that they're both red backed. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's the important thing. Now, I'll tell you what's going to happen one at a time. The 2 cards are going to jump from over here to this hand over here.
It's blue.
No,
it's blue.
we put the blue cards down there. No, the 8 is
blue.
Is blue.
You can't do it with one card.
Yes, you can. You can make a card jump from one hand to another.
Yes,
yeah, I suppose I can do it with just 1 card. Forget about those 3. We'll just do it with the joker.
Okay,
We'll just do it with the joker.
Yeah.
Now, to be clear, the joker is red backed, right?
Yes.
Good.
Don't worry.
So here's what's going to happen. One at a time. Well, I can't say one at a time because there's only 1 card. But what's going to happen is this joker is going to jump from over this side, from this hand, and it's going to jump across. No, we just looked at it. It was red. If it was blue, it would look just like that's blue. It would look just like the blue. Okay, so the problem with this is you can't use
well, you could
blue
try.
cards. It won't work with blue cards. This is weird. No, it won't work. I've got an idea. We'll do a different trick. Watch. I'm going to take the blue card. Yeah?
Cards.
Well, blue cards, but I can take this blue card and flick it, and when I do, it turns red.
Ooh.
Now, when that one turns red, this one turns red, this one turns red, this one turns red, and Thea, you're not going to believe this, but now we have nothing but 4 red-backed cards. And that is a trick using 4 cards. And Thea, if you want to, you can examine those. I mean, that is a great handling of a very, very simple trick that you could do like straight away. It's going to take a little bit of time to just practice the moves, but I love that whole idea of the backs turning blue one at a time. Then they all turn blue. Then they turn back to red.
Yeah.
I love the fact that everything's examinable at the end. That's a great packet trick that you can keep in your pocket and you can go into anytime, anywhere. And if you perform in an environment where there's kids and you're not a kids entertainer, I mean, that's just great. But the book is full of routines like that. Now, I know you haven't read it, but you've seen a couple of the routines, and I've shown you another couple as well. What do you think of the book?
I think the book is. I really like it.
I love it. I think it's not as good as Carney.
I saw a couple of the pages when you were reading it when we were away. It looks very, very deep.
Would you read this book or not? Because I know you do read magic books, but not as much as I do. You're more of a visual learner. You don't really read many magic books.
No, I think I might read this one.
You might read this one. I am having so much fun.
I need to read your book.
You do need to read my book, especially as you're in it.
I haven't seen it.
Don't lie.
I haven't.
It's at the house. Give you one.
Hey.
There you go. You won't read it.
I will.
But I'm going to give this 100%. Even though it's not as good as Cornucopia, it's still an incredible book. One of my favourite books released this year. It is brilliant. I'm giving it 100%. What about you?
I'm going to give it 100% as well.
100% from Ryland, 100% from me. We're going to move on now with another trick. Let's go. So next up, Rye, and I really want to know your opinion on this. This is the new trick from SEO Magic. And this is, I think it's called Light Bag. We'll put the name at the bottom of the thing now. But I think it's called Light Bag. It's by SEO Magic. And what it is basically, if you remember the old miser's dream, the old miser's light routine that was originally marketed by JB Magic, where you had a paper bag and you used the light to make lights appear, and you drop them into the bag and you see them drop into the bag, and then you can make them disappear. It's a little bit like that, but different because it's actually a see-through bag, and when you drop the lights in, they are actually dropping in. It's weird, but it looks like you grab lights out the air, drop them into the bag, and they actually go in. Now, you do an awful lot of light manipulation, and you've got this light act. If you saw the P3 video that I put up recently of Ryan performing at the P3 Theatre, you saw there in that act a routine that you do, which evolves. It's one of those tricks that continues to evolve. You use so many different elements, and I think we need to retime that thing down because you've added so many things to it recently. The timing isn't where it should be at the moment, but we need to work on that in a bit. But the point I'm trying to make is you've got this light act that you do a lot, and there's so many different elements to it. And you do the old miser's light bag with a brown bag in there.
This is better.
You said to me, this is much better, isn't it? Let's have a look at a performance of you doing it.
You know how you said you should add 10 instead of 5, and I was like, it might be too long. It won't be, because I just thought if I do the first 5 slowly, the next one I can just go.
Yeah, and I wouldn't vanish them.
And I could tip them out. And pour them using the glass in the case.
Yeah, I wouldn't vanish them. Like in this video, you're going to see. I don't know if we're going to use the video we shot or a different video, but the video we've shot, you'll see when it goes up, is of Ryland making the lights appear and then vanishing them just by using lapping, which is kind of a fun way of doing it. But you wouldn't do that in a stage performance. You wouldn't vanish the lights. You'd just make them appear, I think, and then just pop them away. But let's have a look at this video very quickly, just so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll talk a bit more about it. Okay, so tell me a bit about this. You've just seen the performance of it. As I say, that would be a very different performance to you actually doing it on stage. But we've just seen the performance of it. Talk me through why this is better than the version you're using. You say that you're going to put this in your act instead. Why? What are the pros? What are the cons? Talk to me. Hit me up.
So you can see it dropping in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're rolling around. like you can shake it and they'll move around, which is I think it's cool. And then like you can actually like tip them out and show them, and then like put them all in the class. So I think that's really cool.
Okay, that's cool. And what are the thumb tips like that come with it? Because it comes with delights, right?
They're not very good, but yeah, okay.
But they're not great. Okay. So, are you planning on using those thumb tips, or are you?
No, I'm just going to use a white one. Because
You
if you
just-
think about it, a white light is a light with every single colour of lighted.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. So you're going to grab white lights and drop them in.
Drop them in, and then we've got colour changing balls that I can roll into a glass, and then pop the glass away.
And you're planning on doing 10 because it comes with 5.
Yeah,
but you
but
do
I
get
think
you
I did
can
the
get
fir- I think I
refills,
did the
can't you?
first 5 slowly, like that, and then after that I do that. I just go.
Do the next 5.
Yeah.
And then tip them into a glass and put the glass away and then
Yeah.
carry on.
Or we could add another 5, and I can literally just like go like pop the bag down for a second, like go them all in my hand, and then with this hand I just push down, I drop that in, and then you've got like 20 of them in there.
Okay. Wow.
Could work.
Yeah,
You
it could.
try it.
Because
With a reset.
that's tell them about the reset because that is a bit of a nightmare,
Yeah,
isn't
the
it?
reset's a bit of a nightmare. And how do you charge it? Can you charge these up?
No. At some point they're going to go.
Oh.
They're going to last a long time, but at some
Okay.
point they're going to go.
Because if I've got to do like a whole show with them on in my case,
Yeah, which you would have to.
yeah, which I would have to. You'd have to do the.
But the refills are quite cheap. So once you've bought the trick, you can get refills quite cheap from SEO
Ah,
Magic. Yeah. So there's that. But tell them about why the setup is so.
Yeah, the setup was annoying because when you've got the ball, you've got to take a little like plastic strip and you've got to put it inside the ball to stop it from like this. Basically, you're separating the magnets,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is stopping the connection.
because you're stopping the connection.
Okay.
But basically, you can't just do that because you can't just sit there and go like that in the middle of the show. So you got to leave them on for the whole. If you do this near the start of the show, you got to leave them on for the whole time.
And then quickly run backstage and shove things into to reset. Which means if you're a kids performer and you're doing like 3 shows in a day and you've got to rush from the one show to the next show, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Yeah. Which is something that you want to
It
consider.
wouldn't be that fast. You got to go like this.
Yeah, and also the little strips of plastic are very, very small. So if you lost them, like we almost lost one when we were practicing it.
Turns
wasn't
out it was on the floor.
Yeah, it's very difficult to see. If you lose
It took
those,
3 of us 5 minutes to find it when it was just right in front of us on the floor.
Yeah.
And we were looking on the floor.
Yeah.
Like we were looking on the floor.
so if if that happened, you kind of in a bit of trouble. But having said that, with all of those negatives in mind, I still think this is great. I would, if I did Magic with Delights, which I don't do, but if I did Magic with Delights, I would do this immediately. I think this is just so magical. I think this is the best version I've ever seen of grabbing lights and throwing them in a bag. I'm going to give this. Well, it's going to get 79% from me. I know I'm not going to do it, but I very, very, very much respect it. I think that anybody who does this sort of thing at Christmas, pulling lights off a Christmas tree and dropping them into a bag, I think would look exceptional. I think there's a lot to love about this. And if you do a light manipulation act like certain people do, I think
Who's
this
that
is
certain people?
you. I think that's a no-brainer.
Me?
Yeah. So, what are you giving it, Brian?
I'm gonna give it
Seriously, take your time.
150%.
150%.
Plus,
Seriously?
Add a trillion.
150% plus Tulin. 79% from me. Now, we're heading into the final review. Let's go. So the final trick that we're going to be looking at today is the ProLine coin ladder. ProLine coin ladder. Which, we've had a few people ask us, because I've mentioned on the channel in the past that you do a coin ladder in your show. And it's something that a lot of people don't do these days. And we mentioned on the review show, remember when we reviewed Wayne Goodman's cookie trick?
Yeah.
And you said you wouldn't do it because you've got a version of the coin Miser's Dream that you do with a coin ladder, and you do that instead.
That's this.
And we've had a few people ask us to review the coin ladder and the specific coin ladder that we use, which we're more than happy to do. The coin ladder that Ryland uses is the ProLine coin ladder, which are available from ProLine. They're on Facebook and they also have their own website. Cliff from ProLine is a very good guy to deal with, and a lot of the time will make it to order for you, which is what we did with your coin ladder. I wanted you to talk all about the coin ladder and why this is so good and so on and so forth. Obviously, it doesn't come with a tutorial. You have to come up with your own tutorial. You have to come up with your own routine for it. I'm going to show you Ryland's routine now. So this is Ryland performing this at the House of Secrets in Blackpool, where he's the resident magician. Have a look at this routine. You'll see exactly how Ryland does it. And then we can talk about the pros and cons of using the coin ladder over other types, because there's lots of other ways of doing it. You could use a miser stream with a bucket. You could use a Wayne's biscuit thing with a biscuit tin. You could use, for a long time, you used that cup that Jeff McBride uses, which actually, when you think about it, is a little bit like the reusable cup. The goblet the goblet by Copeland Coins. But this is the one that you do more than anything now. So let's have a look at a performance of it, and then we'll talk about what we think.
Now, as a magician, there's one thing that I always get asked, and it's, can you make money of it? And the answer is yes. Watch this, it's really cool.
Right. Talk to me, Ryan. I want to know exactly what you think of this, the pros and the cons, everything. Seriously.
I am thinking. Yeah. Okay. So I like because obviously it's obviously just palming coins, but I like the fact that it's got little rows just where you're going to drop them in. So
We'll tell them about that so they understand.
Yeah.
Because people might not know how a coin ladder works.
Yeah,
They might think.
So obviously you got my coin ladder. There's a little round base. There's a pole, and there's this little thing. And this thing, the centre of it is just like the bottom whole thing is just like a mechanism that makes a sound when you drop the coins in. Not like a sound like it makes it sound. It's just when you drop the coin in, it makes a tune. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Not like a sound that's like, I'm making them think I've got a coin, but I haven't actually got a coin. No, it's just a tune that when the coin goes down, because it's metal, just bongs down and goes doot 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 doot.
Yep.
So you've got a coin ladder, and you've got the top, which covers the coins that you've got, just there. So there's space at the back for coins, there's space on the top for coins, and there's obviously space around the side for the coins. So I have just four coins, and 4 coins, and then 9 on each side. So I do, and then 1 on the centre. So when I reel it out, take the first one, produce it, and then, well, you've seen the video, but I'll definitely do that routine. Now there's multiple ways to do it. You can do it in my routine where, like, when I drop the first one in, I steal the 4 coins, or you could have 6 coins lined up on the inside and then some other coins on the outside. And then what you can do is you can take the coin and you can pretend to pop it in. When you pop it in, you just push one of them down, so you still got a coin palm in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's not, you don't have to steal coins. It's just I've got a coin, you drop it in, and you're just pushing one of them down, so it falls straight in.
Got you.
There's multiple ways to do it.
Okay. And obviously it's a fairly big prop, but it does pack down quite small, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you can easily get this into a boot of a car. And how quick is it to assemble?
Really quick. You just take the base, pop the pole in, screw it in, pop the top in, screw it in.
Okay. What are the angles like?
Because obviously the way I do it, I've got coins on the edges, so I push them in near the front. And no, you practically can't see it. The only way you're going to see it is like if you're on 180 and backwards.
Okay.
Well, not like full backwards, because you got me.
I know you love coin magic, and you do a lot of different variations of Miser's Dream. What's your favourite one to do? Is it this one?
What's your favourite one? Yeah.
Okay. What advantages does this have over, like, say, for example, a normal Miser's Dream with a bucket?
Makes a cool sound.
Is that the main reason?
Yep.
Okay, makes a cool sound. Yeah, I mean, so what would you give it, right? I mean, I'm giving it 79%. I don't do this. If I do Miser's Dream, it's normally with a bucket.
I'm gonna give it 1,000,000,000%.
1,000,000,000%. Billion percent.
Million.
A billion million percent. So it's a billion million percent from
But
Ryland.
it doesn't have a plus character.
No, it's just a billion million percent.
Massive.
If you're looking to add a stage item to your act and you want something that packs relatively small but plays big, the coin ladder is something that you might want to consider. And if you do consider the coin ladder, then you might want to absolutely consider going for the ProLine coin ladder. There's lots of different variations of coin ladders out there. Viking have got one. Yeah, there's a bunch. ProLine is the best one I've ever seen. So there you go. You can get them directly from ProLine, and that is the ProLine coin ladder.
There's no Risha in the bag. There's no Risha in the bag. There's no Risha in the bag.
That is another review show in the bag. Thank you once again for joining us right here on Magic TV. Now, don't forget, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You want to follow Ryland the Kid Magician. He's on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You want to join the Netrix, which is my online streaming platform for magicians. Then you can go to www.thenetrix.com.
Cookies! Cookie!
We'll be back next Wednesday with another review show if I haven't killed him. But outside of that, thank you very much for watching. I'm Craig. Welcome back to the. We'll see you again soon on another review show right here on.
To another.
I'm having a bad day because of you. Magic TV.